Welcome to today's episode of Sages Retreat, where we have the gaming news, the film news, and the family chit-chat. I'm Lee, and my co-host is 90s Big Up Me, rude boy Nathan. Say hi,
Hello.
Nathan. Hello. Oh,
Hello.
This is episode number 20, and we will be taking a week off for our mini-season break after this as released. Yes. I might throw something in between if I feel like it. But we'll see what happens. Starting off with Nathan's furry friend. What's this you've been playing with?
My furry friend?
Your furry friend? You got a furry friend, haven't you?
I've got lots of furry friends, mate.
Haven't you got a new hamster?
Yes, we have. It's called Link, and is the tamest, nicest hamster you'll ever see, which is good. He's only bitten us once, so that's good.
Did you not viciously like bam?
No, it was actually Olivia that he bit, so that were good because I think if it were Alice, she would have probably thrown him across the room. So at least it were Olivia. So yeah, we kids wanted a hamster, so we've made them keep the bedrooms tidy for like 2 weeks. Made them buy it all themselves and sort it all out. So a good independence lesson for them there. And then we went and got it on Sunday, and the hamster slept for 2 days, and it only really came out and last night for the first time.
You legit thought it had died and was like,
yeah. I mean,
okay.
I had hamsters when I was little, and I remember them being awake in the day, but apparently hamsters are nocturnal. Well, there's a special word for them, but they come out at dusk and dawn, basically, and through the night. And this one just slept the entire time, but now it's wakes up in like late afternoon, early evening, so that's good. Kids are enjoying playing with him. His tamer's out, goes on your hand, runs up your sleeve. He's good. He's chewed a hole in my jeans, which I weren't happy about because I was trying to block him from running downstairs.
Yeah, but that's like trending now, isn't it? Having holes in your jeans.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I wasn't that bothered.
I'm not that trendy as it is. But... It made you ultimately cooler.
Yeah.
It saw you and thought, oh God, look at the state of that. I'm just gonna need bit some holes in your jeans.
Yep.
I think done it.
Nibbled on it.
I think that's what happened. This is legit. That's what happened. I like it. Anything else you've been up to?
Streaming, lots and lots of streaming. I've got nearly got affiliate, so that's good. So I'll get paid for it, so that's even better. Taking kids to school as always. Chatting, playing. We tried a few new games, haven't we? So
yeah, we'll get on to that.
I'm going back to try a few old games.
Old games? Oh, Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean by old games?
Yeah. Well, say old games. It's older for us in our library of games that we've been playing. So because
revisiting well-played games. Yeah,
because we do. We're not losers, but we do play a lot of games. So it's lockdown, so we can do what we want.
We do jump between them a lot, though, don't we? As well, I think, but that's fine because there's a lot out there. You know, when you commit yourself to like 1 or 2 games, I think you get as well. I think you lose a bit, don't you? Like there's so much. Try a few indie games. Try one AAA, get disappointed, and then try some more indie games and have more fun. Although some AAA have obviously come through. Sea of Thieves being one of them. Faced much criticism when it first released, just being a bit basic and simple. But I think this still could improve. But it is a very good value. It is very simple. Get a ship, get gear, do some jobs, kill some people. What more? We do some raiding.
Extremely fun. It's weird. It's strange how fun it is. It's good about how much enjoyment you can get from such a simple game.
I think it's the simpleness which appeals in that game. Some games are very complicated. We've obviously been playing a bit of Dark Souls 3, and I think that game, for me, is too complicated because I'm not willing to wrap my head around it, which is kind of, I think it's a little bit rude of me and dismissive, but I play it with you because we play games together a lot. But yeah, I find it it's a bit like, what do I do with that again? And you tell me, then I just forget again. I always feel a bit bad asking again. What's that thing again? But I just basically do as I'm told in that game.
Yeah.
I've been playing. What I've been doing? I've been playing Borderlands with Karina. We've been playing Borderlands 1, quite enjoying that. I think it needs a bit more action in that. There's lots of periods where you'll walk for a minute and there's nothing happening or whatever. And I find it is a little bit. We mentioned this last night. I find there's a lot of empty sections which could do with something, and there isn't. But other than that, I think it is quite been quite.
I mean, it is the first one, isn't it? And they have obviously majorly built on it, so it gets better with every iteration. I think.
Yeah, no, it does. Borderlands 2, no, not with every iteration. Borderlands 2 obviously increases massively, and we've started playing that as a foursome. So me, my wife, you, your wife, we've been playing. Although we've only had one go, we need to get back on it. We need to get back on it and have a couple of hours on that. Obviously, Jade's works in the day, so she gets a bit tired at night. So it's, she might not want to. That's fine. But just tell her, say to her, Jade, when you have the smallest amount of energy, we're going to go on for an hour, and then
you don't know her very well. She's like the laziest. Well, I said lazy. She does work hard, and she's very tired all the time, which does my head in. But
you see, and I do know that about her, that she will just fall asleep.
We can't watch a film anymore. We put a film on and she's asleep 2 minutes in. We tried watching some on TV last night, and she was adamant that she was going to stay awake to watch it. She fell asleep like 4 times. I give her 3 strikes. And then on the 4th time, I just turn it off. And if she doesn't notice I've turned it off, then that's it. She goes to bed. So I send her to bed. So I sent her to bed last night. And then I just went on computer because it was like 10 o'clock. It was 10:15 when she fell asleep. So, and I'm not ready for bed at 10:15.
Yeah. Yeah. No, me neither. I'm like a 1 o'clock. I think I'm a 1 o'clock person.
Yeah.
Sometimes I am tired. I will just go to bed at 12 or even a bit earlier. But for me, it doesn't feel right going to bed before 12. Even if I will fall asleep though. So if I will generally I will say around 7 to half 7. I've had my dinner. Now, if I'm sitting down, I will just nod off for 10 minutes. I do it all the time. But then I'm awake and then I'm back on it again. I couldn't go to bed at that time and fall asleep for all night. No, I do always nod off. Karina's like, you fell asleep again. I'm like, no, no. Like, yeah, I know I do, and I just accept it. It's
just
fine.
A little power nap. Just a power nap. It's fine.
100% is genuinely a little power nap. And once I've had it, I'm up and I'm good for the rest of the night. You know what I mean? I'm on it. They do say that as the human body needs those little naps. There's the hardcore 9 to 5. So I get up at 6:30. I go work. I go home and I go to bed, and then I'm like, that's not natural. That's 100% not natural. We are creatures that are awake and active all different times of the day, and if you need to have a quick nap at whatever 2 o'clock till 2:30 or anything, then you do it. You have your little nap. You wake up and you get back on with it. What's it matter? Who's it hurting?
Yeah.
No one. You can't exactly do it at work, but I do know a lot of modern companies, especially these kind of like internet gaming / sort of like companies, they do have, they'll have rooms where, they'll always have like clean linen. So you could grab a cover, chuck it on your head and go sleep for half an hour if you want to. Why not? If it increases your productivity, even if it's a case of I'll have half an hour, then I'll stay half an hour after, whatever, who cares? Sometimes you are just sometimes you have a bad night's sleep. And you might want to have a nap. It's going to benefit you. So whatever, animals nap all the time, don't they? They're always. I mean, cats are like asleep 90% of the time. Well, half asleep anyway. The amount of times the cat will be asleep, and I'll just be like, Daisy, and she'll just look at me like, what? What? Or Honey. The dogs are the same, aren't they? If you say their name, they'll perk up. Saying that, Honey's been really good just lately with me. If she goes out into the front garden to do a business or whatever, and I'll be like, she's not very good. She hasn't got a very good recall. But at the moment, if she's in the garden, I'll say, Honey, in. She's been coming in, and it's like, I think she might be learning it a little bit. She's getting, even though she's 2, I think. She's a Labrador, so the dafters out, aren't they? They don't want to learn out half the time. But we can't let her on a lead. Off a lead if she's on a walk, rather than just keep her on it. She has a thing where she gets very fascinated with something. If she sees something, that's it.
Yeah,
she's on it. That's all she cares about. You can shout her as much as you like. She might look at you, but her look will be, I'm busy. there's someone over the fence that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I have no interest in you whatsoever, and she just stares at her. That's a bit frustrating. Generally, if you chuck something at her, it will distract her. Not at her, you know, like if you throw like a stick near her or something, she'll be like, "Oh, it's a stick. That's more interesting than that cat or that person," and she'll get back on with it.
Yeah.
You've so we met an interesting person, a new Dark Souls friend.
Yeah, fellow streamer.
We won't say his name because it's very American.
Yeah, I'll say his streamer name. It's called Wookie.
The Wookie 34.
Yep. So if you want to watch his stream, he does Dark Souls streams. I've been watching his stream. He's been watching my stream, and we've been doing a bit of co-op and stuff. And
it seems normal. It seems relatively normal.
Yeah, we'll give him a shout out here so he can. We could even link his channel underneath if you like.
Yeah, I'll bash it down below if anyone's bothered. They can have a look. Yeah, he's all right. He's okay. He likes his Dark Souls and his other crap games. Sorry, I mean all those type of games. So, it's a good job we don't see each other regularly. I feel like I get a flick in the air on. Like, what would you say about Dark Souls?
I can't reach that far to get you. So.
You'll have to send me something horrible in the post or something.
Yeah, like a bag of dicks or something. Like
just literally a picture. Just a picture. We're like, oh, not bad. What's he doing? So we're gonna hit with some little bit of film news first, a little bit of game stuff, and then we've got a fun little game to play with each other, and hoping maybe for some import after. But we're going to be ranking Star Wars films on this brilliant new website, Tier Maker. I think we'll be similar on a lot of them.
Yeah.
But
I think we'll divide his audience. I think we'll be quite similar, but I think we'll divide. I think some people will not like what we've got to say, but
often, see, I know you're a bit more of a film buff, but I do like Star Wars. So in this regards, for me it applies a bit more than what normal. I'd just be like, yeah, it's a good film, and you go, it's trash. I'm like, that's a crap film. And you go, what do you want about? It's the best film ever. But I think when it comes to Star Wars, everyone's allowed an opinion. If you've watched them all and you enjoy them, I think everyone's allowed an opinion. Because they appeal to the hardcore sci-fi nerds as well as the people that just like to watch a film with a story. But yeah, we'll be dipping into that later using the website Tier Maker, which is fantastic, and I've actually got it set up. If anyone's watching it, it's going to be looking like that, and that was also me making sure it's working. So that'll be set up like that, and it'll be interactive. You'll be able to see how we do it. And you'll probably be able to see me move stuff when Nathan really complains about something. Nathan's already done his. You've already done yours.
Yep.
I haven't done mine. I want this to be something that I can just think and talk on the fly. Probably forget some stuff and get confused with films. Because often with the first three, I'll be like, this thing happened. And it'll be like, oh, it happened in this other film. And I'll be like, oh, yeah. Oh, whatever. I can't remember.
That's the reason I've already done it, so that I could sort of remember which one were which and try and remember.
Yeah. Are we thinking about it in terms of what we think about it now, or when we first watched it? I think we're taking both into account, maybe a little bit.
Both. I like to, especially with films. I like to look at them through nostalgia goggles. I like that little bit of rose tintedness that you can look back on and you can be like, I saw that in the cinema and I had a good time when I watched it, or I watched that with my dad when I was 5 or something. Do you know what I mean? Just something like that.
And I think it applies. Yeah. We had this conversation about cartoons the other day, and I was on about like Thundercats and He-Man. As much as I enjoyed it when I was little, looking at some of the episodes now, it's like, it's kind of crap, really. Yeah. But when I was little, it was amazing, and that's what counts. Ultimately, that's what counts. How it made you feel when you was little. And but yeah, so jumping on to some film news, the first thing I want to mention is 2 films. I absolutely love Jim Carrey. I think he's a decent enough person. He's dipped into politics a little bit, which I don't think I necessarily like. I think if you're an actor, maybe just stay out of it. Because once you're an actor, start dipping into politics, you start dividing your audience. Whether you're a Democrat over in America, or whether you're a big Trump fan or whatever. Once you start attacking one side. Because they don't seem to realise, just because one side, like Trump, is arrogant, etc., but as far as I'm aware, he has done some positive things, but not a lot. I get that. But he has done some things. And also, he did support a lot of black businesses years ago. That's well documented. But it was never brought up during his reign as King of America. It was never sort of brought up. He was just an idiot, you know what I mean? But they seem to forget that a large portion of the country voted for him. And that's the thing with politics. There's two, if we just consider it as being two sides, you start attacking one, the other side's going to get offended, and you're going to start losing it. I'm sure there was plenty of Republicans which really liked Jim Carrey and would enjoy his film, but now because he moans about politics and Trump in particular, they're just going to go, well, we're not going to watch it. You could just destroyed half your audience. Well, not half, but a lot of them are just going to go, I'm not interested now. I'm not interested in watching you because you just can't keep your mouth shut. Yeah. Be an actor, be a person, say some nice things, whatever. There's a lot of actors who don't touch anything to do with politics, and I have utmost respect for them. As a general person, we can say what we want. We can do that's what Twitter's for, Instagram, whatever. But I think just to stay out of it. It's just for the greater good. Is it okay to say that? For the greater good, I think maybe just stay out of it. Or go for it. It's your life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or that Gina Carano thing, wasn't there, where she got sacked and all the rest of it. And I just don't. It's Disney though, isn't it? They're fussy bastards. They want to stay PC and what have you. But Ace Ventura is going to be getting a third film. What do you reckon? Is that going to be a good thing?
If you would have asked me, like literally 4 days ago, I would have said yeah. But I don't know if they're going to have to water down the humour. I don't want that to be a thing, because if you go back and rewatch them, which I did the other day, which is strange that I think it was just because they were on Comedy Central. I just ended up watching them. They were like on it background. And I loved them films as a kid, and when I was younger and everything. Some of the jokes are not very PC, so they're not going to. It might. I don't know if it'll dilute his character a little bit, because he's not going to be able to be that same person or be that same way. But they might just find a way around it. It might be fine. I know they did the Dumb and Dumber, didn't they? Like 4 or 5 years ago, the sequel that involved both of the original actors, Jim Carrey and I can't remember his name. You know what I mean? Other one, Harry.
The Dumb and Dumber stuff.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, they redid that and it flopped because they tried to use the same humour from the original. And 90s is a different time to now in terms of comedic value for something in the audience. So I'm hoping that they change it in a way that makes it good. But I'll keep an open mind, and I'll optimistically watch that one. Its development and see where
just
it goes.
Give it a go, don't you?
Yeah,
just give it a go. Yeah, so something you enjoyed, so watch it again. Same with Star Wars. You enjoyed the originals, you watch the new ones, don't you?
Yeah.
Star Trek Discovery can go away. That's not actually a thing. I am watching Enterprise at the moment. I'm kind of going through it. What's going off? I just started watching a couple of them, and I ended up kind of getting hooked and watching it again. I love Enterprise. So good.
Have you actually seen? Because I kept saying when I was watching it, didn't I, about the theme tune changing. The theme tune for like the first and second series I like it. I think it's really good, that theme tune. And then they had like a weird,
it's been a long time.
Yeah, I always sing along with it.
I do. Yeah. It's like someone looks at you as if to say skip it, and you go no.
I like to keep it on. I never skip that. I have to keep that. But when they change it, like in either series 2 or 3, I think it's 3.
It's not in 2 because I'm on 2 now, and it's the same. I need to check it. You mentioned it before. I need to check it. It has a lot of criticism, but I really enjoy it. I think because it's the Star Trek which is right at the beginning of the timeline of them entering into space, and the actual song makes sense. It's been a long time getting from there to here. It shows you the old ships and then other boats and planes and all, and I'm like, yeah, it has. It legit makes sense, and the song is great. And I think it's become a bit of a meme that's ended up being, although people hate it, I think it's like, well, people actually secretly like it because it's different. It's not just that and it's like, what is it? A ship flying through space. Oh, there's a comet. There's a planet, and then it goes, and come on, it's original. Just get on with it. It's fun. It's fun. And if you don't like it, no one's forcing you to listen to it. Skip it. Netflix lets you skip, or just fast forward it on your VHS if that's how you're watching it. Probably just leave it on because you'll always miss a few seconds and have to go back. And then sometimes it goes out. It goes weird and fuzzy. So is that just me? No, I don't. I can't remember the last time I really used a VHS, to be honest. Would you go back? Would you go back to VHS?
Maybe just so that I could show kids what it were all about and trying to mess with tracking and
tracking. Yeah, people don't understand.
Yeah.
Before we had a lot of problems with tracking, it would be tuning. Did you ever have a TV when you was like really little that you'd have to tune in?
Mm-hmm.
Right. You have a TV and you memorize it. You know what number is what channel, and you would go it. And then if it was wrong, you'd be like, "No, that's perfect, but I need to move the aerial a bit."
Yeah.
And it'd be like, you go around your mate's house and his aerial will be sellotaped to his wall because that's the best spot.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they've missed out with just going on Netflix. You're missing out big time. You don't appreciate. You don't. Right. At the chance of sounding about 80, I don't think little ones appreciate how good they have the experience that they do with films.
Yeah.
You know, what did you have? Let's say you have a collection. You'd have a collection of, let's say, I'm just going to say 40 VHS tapes, right? Maybe a few more. We had lots. I don't know why, but let's say you had 40. You had 10 that you used to watch a lot. So that you used to watch a film. You would have watched, if you had a collection of VHS, you used to watch those films a lot. You know, you'd watch, I might watch Indiana Jones, and you'd watch it and you'd know everything about that film. Nowadays, kids watch a film, they don't watch it again.
Yeah.
Well, some kids do. My daughter Paige, she really likes How to Train a Dragon, so she's watched those quite a few times. But they are genuine. Have you seen them? They're genuinely good films. Anyone can watch those films. Great story. But yeah, so Jim Carrey, so Ace Ventura, there was a plot twist in it, which is to do with a man that was dressed as a woman. So I've just read it. The title character, Jim Carrey, learns that a woman he kissed was actually once a man. And his character's overreaction to the revelation, I'm sorry, I'm laughing, is brushing his teeth furiously, plunging his face and burning his clothes, and then crying in the shower.
Yeah.
It's an absolute exaggeration. But I 100% know people that would do that. So is it an exaggeration or is it just offensive?
I think it's shown to like a big audience. I think it would come across as offensive now. I mean, I'm waiting
because the young woke crowd can't deal with humor.
Yeah.
Looking at you. Yeah. You sort it out. It's just it is a bit of fun. There's a big thing. I don't want to dip into this, but I've already started. I won't go too far with this, but there's a big thing. I've seen conversations about this. That if a straight guy was to meet a woman and then that woman ended up being a man, you know, and that the man would just go, no thanks, I'm not interested. That apparently they're seeing that as being transphobic. And it's not. I'm just going to say it's not. It's just that there is a very massive population of people that do not want to be with the same sex, whether that original wants to be something else, sees themselves as something else, dresses as something else. They just want to keep it, you know, man, woman. And it's not transphobia. It's just the way they are. They're trying to label these people. And because of this, there's a big movement in social media of super straights. And we had a joke about this the other day, didn't we? But there's a big thing with people that label themselves as super straight. And it's because there's so many labels for people. There's all these labels that have been created. Straight people who consider themselves super straight are now going, well, I'm super straight because I like as a male super straight, I just want to be with a woman. And that's not wrong. That's not because basically they were being called transphobic. And they've turned around and said, we aren't transphobic. We just consider ourselves to be only wanting to be with women. It's not transphobia. It's what they are. But because that's no longer considered as a normal, because that's not a thing anymore, they've had to give themselves a label. And there's a lot of the LGBT community which is complaining about it, saying you can't do this. And like, well, you do it. You do it all the time. Every little change, you do it. So we can also do that as well. Leave them to it. I'm not involved with any of that, but it's just something that I've noticed. I just thought it was interesting. There's always something new popping up, and this was just something new that popped up that I saw, and I did have a conversation with you about it, and I get it. I do get why they do it, but none of it, whatever. Just get on with it. In one day, 100 years time, this probably won't even be a thing at all. So yeah, Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura, third film. I will watch it, but I suspect the humor won't be as impactful. In the same way, that Sacha Baron Cohen film, Borat, the new Borat that came out, I just found it crude and rubbish compared to the original one that came out. It did not feel the same at all. At all. You got any more? Oh no. Oh well, let me just mention one thing. Justice League is now the new cut, which originally was getting like 5.6 in reviews, has now been jumped up to like 8s and 9s. That cut, the original vision, is there, and it's now the second highest rated superhero film, which comes in after the second Chris Nolan Batman film, which is The Dark Knight, not The Dark Knight Rises, which is the third, but the Dark Knight. And I think that's justified. You haven't seen it yet, so we'll have a small discussion when you've seen it. But I think personally, it's justified. Some parts of it, the Justice League, weren't perfect or whatever, but I think that's because after seeing the first cut, there was a bit of humour in there, which I quite liked, and I think there was one scene, I won't mention it, which I thought was quite funny. Even serious people have a laugh. They have even serious matters, including the whole world being destroyed. There is a time when you can have some humour, and they took a few bits out, and I was a little bit like, a little bit disappointed. And I didn't realise until the end of the film, I was sat there going, oh, they didn't do that little bit, which I thought was funny in that other cut. It's fine, it's fine, but they could have had it in. I'll mention it when you've watched it. I'll mention it and see what you think.
I did see something about it the other day that said just over 10% of the film is slow-mo. So that's 24 minutes of the cut is just slow motion.
There is slow motion elements to it, but it adds to it, Yeah. I mean, look at
well, it adds 24 minutes of runtime to it. So
look at what's his face who did the Star Trek films. Can't remember his name now. And all he does is lens flare.
Yeah, he does love lens flare. Yeah,
and it's too much. I can't remember his name now. I feel an idiot. As soon as I hear it, I'll be like, "That's him." All that lens flare. What's going off with it? No, and even when I watched it at cinema, I'm like, what is going off? It was just like, shoom, there's one, shoom, there's another, there's another. And then there'd be like a mega lens flare, and then there'd be some little ones. It's like, there's too much going off here. In real life, even if stuff's shiny, because in the Star Trek films, it's quite shiny, you don't get that much lens flare. Well, lens flare, you don't get that much flare.
Yeah.
And the thing is, a lens flare is something that happens with a lens, not with real life. Are we supposed to be watching this film as if we're standing behind a camera lens, or are we watching it in that kind of like third person over the shoulder watch it? Or it didn't make sense. The odd lens flare, I get it. Maybe in some space battle or something, if the sun's close, there's a star nearby, but not in general. I think it just kind of ruined it.
Yeah,
that's my film done. I know you've got some bits and bobs.
Yep, I'll start off with a TV one I've got, and then I'll tell you some films that's coming out this month. So the TV one, this is another strange one because I actually watched this film the other week as well. Disney are doing a National Treasure spin-off series. I don't know if
Nicolas Cage.
That. Yeah, but Nicolas Cage apparently is not going to be in it. But there's no definite cast thing. But I'll read you the little blurb. What they got for it. They've ordered 10 episodes, and it's a series based on that franchise. And it says they've got the original producer, so it should have that same sort of vibe to it. And the story is going to focus on a young Jess Morales. I don't know if she's a character in it. I can't remember. I think she might be a normal one. A new one, sorry, not a normal one. And she's a 20-year-old dreamer who will head off on a treasure hunt and try and uncover her family history along the way. And according to the report, the series will explore, and it's an American series, don't forget, they will explore identity, community, and patriotism in modern America through the eyes of its protagonist. So, the films are a little bit, America's the best, like, in your face, like, sort of.
Keep going on about the Declaration of Independence and all that. Yeah, we get the importance, but chill.
Yeah, and it's a little bit caked on. I do like the films for the cheesiness. There is one scene, I think it's in the second one. They have to like break into the White House to get like to look at a desk, and it's like the biggest operation ever. It's like Ocean's 11. They've got to do all this stuff to get in to get this desk. Then they need to go to London and go to Buckingham Palace and get Queen's desk. He just basically walks into Queen's like office and looks at a desk, and it's like I'm
Can't
sure
do
the
that, mate.
Queen.
You get shot.
Yeah, exactly. But in America, the White House, which is like a tourist thing, that's the hardest thing to get into Oval Office. But in England, yeah, Queen, she's not bothered. Just she leaves doors unlocked. There's no guards. Anybody can just waltz in. I found that a little bit.
Also, she doesn't spend a lot of time at Buckingham Palace anyway. She spends a lot of time at other residences. She probably gets there at the weekend. Just every now and again. But every time I've been, and the flag's always been down. It has to be fully raised in order if she's there, and it's never been like that. We've never been there and gone, oh, the Queen's in. No, we've gone and gone, she's not in, which is fine because I wasn't going to meet her anyway. So
yeah. But it says the original producer has confirmed that it will continue with the same vibe as the films and just with a much younger cast, driven by a different set of motives. So we'll have to keep your eye out on that one because I'd quite like to watch that because I do like the National Treasure films.
Different set of motives. Are they going to be a younger woke crowd that are just left leaning? And the
first thing they're going to explore is identity. So I'm thinking it's going to lean that way. Community patriotism comes last. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what they do with that.
Who's making it? Disney.
Yeah, it'll be on Disney Plus next year. I think they've ordered 10 episodes, so we'll have to see.
I'll not watch it on Disney Plus because I'm getting rid of my subscription. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. I don't want it. I don't mind exploring identity. I don't mind looking at that, but I don't like it being shoved. I don't like anything being shoved in my face. And just have fun, enjoy it. And just it's a great film. It's great. They're great films to base off. So just have some fun with it. Yeah. Let's not. I don't want to say let's ruin it because that's not the right way to think about it. But let's not turn it into some left agenda. Yeah. Some teenage woke agenda. I hate saying that. I don't mean to sound horrible by saying that, but it's a common phrase at the moment, and it makes there's a lot of that does sort of make sense to think of it like that. But we'll see. It could be great.
Yeah,
great.
Hopefully.
Was there anything else?
Yep, I have got the film releases, and obviously we're still in a pandemic, so film releases are a bit few and far between. But I've got one here that I'll talk about three different films. One of them, which I won't talk about, is the Zack Snyder one, the Justice League cut, because we've already spoke about it. But the other three that are coming out this month, two of them are already been out. They come out on the 5th, and the first one is, I know it's a favourite of yours, is Coming to America 2. And that's
already released, isn't it? I've already watched it.
Yeah, it came out on the 5th of March.
Right. Sorry,
yeah. We've got that. I wasn't a big fan of the first one. I will
Coming to America.
Yeah,
I loved it. It's one of my favourite rom-coms, and I'm not a big rom-com fan.
Yeah, I didn't love it, and I didn't hate it. I just thought it was all right. Yeah. Next one is a film that I actually wanted to watch with kids called Raya and the Last Dragon.
We've had it on TV. Sorry to just jump in. Jack watched it. He finished watching it. He said it was brilliant. I watched about half, but then ended up doing something else. I'm going to watch it. For the first half that I watched, amazing.
Yeah, I've seen really, really good reviews. This is a Disney Plus one, and the only reason we haven't watched it, we have got Disney Plus at the minute. We don't subscribe to it all the time. It's just that I've been watching X-Files, so that's why I've kept it for the minute. It's either £20 or £30 that they're charging for it, so I'm just going to wait until it goes free in like a few months, like Mulan did. But it does look really good. The trailers look really good. I've heard really good things about it. It looks a bit like Moana. It's got that sort of vibe to it that from what I've seen.
Foreign looking.
I wouldn't say foreign.
I'm joking. I'm just messing about. No, it does. It has a very sort of tribal Yeah, I'm just going to roll with that. It has a very tribal feel to it, look to it, and I think it works really well. It is such a good. It is. Well, I can't say it's a great film. Jack loved it. I've only watched half. I am going to watch the rest of it. In fact, I probably might sit down with Paige and watch it.
I'm animated as well, so it does. The visual look amazing. So
yes, a good story. It's a really good. The story to it is. I mean, I'm not going to ruin anything. I haven't seen it, but it's to do with dragons and just like this power that's surrounds them, and these different clans that are competing over like stuff, and it's great. Some really interesting characters from the first bit that I watched, and I'm looking forward to seeing the end of it. Good mention on that film. Definitely.
Yeah, and the last one we've got, which is not out till the end of the month, so the 31st, is Godzilla vs Kong. I'm not overly excited for this one because sometimes they're a bit of a miss. I mean, I didn't watch the Godzilla King of the Monsters, Millie Bobby Brown, or whatever she's called from.
It was good. It was a good film.
Yeah.
Have you watched the Godzilla anime, the one that came out recently? There's like 3 parts to it.
No, I've not actually seen. I did watch.
I think it might be on Netflix. Check Netflix. It might be on there.
I did watch the Japanese, or I think it was the Japanese one, the subtitled Godzilla that came out, where it was like a weird fetus monster thing that grew. That were quite good.
I'm not sure about that one.
It was like Shin Godzilla or something it was called. It came out like 4 years ago, maybe. I watched that and I quite enjoyed that. But I haven't seen the other new Godzillas, so this new Kong one that they're adding to the series, Godzilla vs Kong, should be good. I mean, the visuals look nice. It looks good. It looks like it might.
Have you seen any clips from it?
No,
I see.
I've just seen screenshots.
Right.
As you know, I don't like to watch trailers too much.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go into this one without too much like preconception. Because I've got a very good knack of working out the twists and turns and plots of a film, so I would rather watch it and do it as I watch it, so I get that enjoyment more. Because otherwise, if I watch the trailer, I'd be like, "Oh well, I know they're going to die and end." So, do you know what I mean? I don't like
trailers at the moment are rubbish. Like they're just like you watch. I don't like how there's like, what is this thing about having like 3 trailers?
Yeah.
Or extended trailers. Just give me 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Of a bit of a conversation, a little clip from the middle, a little clip maybe from a fight or something. Maybe a bit of a moody look, some bit of cool music. Just do it. That's all I want, and I want to go. That looks good. I want it to draw me in. I don't want me to like. There was one of the most famous trailers that spoiled a film was the Terminator Genesis trailer. So John Connor, who was a little bit older, he was actually a Terminator. It was this weird, really futuristic Terminator. I know they're all futuristic. I just mean like hyper futuristic. Something was like crazy going off with him. And it showed in the trailer. I watched the trailer before I watched the film because I like to watch trailers. I'm watching it and I just went, that's ruined the film.
Yeah.
But then I watched the film and that part of it was a surprise to the other characters.
Yeah.
I already knew it was going to happen, so it wasn't a surprise to me. Whoever made that decision, and it must have been, I mean, maybe it was one person that had the idea, but it must have been a group of people that went, that looks good. And not one point did any of them go, don't do that. That's going to ruin it. Because it did ruin it. Absolutely ruined it. And I think if they hadn't have done it, the film would have had better success.
Yeah.
Because people would have gone, ooh, plot twist. Instead of, we knew that was going to happen. Not a plot twist.
Yeah.
Because it's not a plot twist if you know it's going to happen. It's just some of that happens.
Yeah.
Was there anything else?
No, that's me done for film and TV. And I believe you've got some excellent gaming news for us.
Yeah, let's skip through the gaming news to get on to our amazing Star Wars, which is going to be a fight ultimately between me and you. Free to play RPG Genshin Impact, which we've briefly played, and I just got fed up because I didn't unlock the multiplayer, and just I'm sorry, but if I can't unlock the multiplayer in like an hour's worth of gameplay, then you're boring me, and I just don't want to play it anymore.
Apparently, the multiplayer is not really worth it anyway. It's not like you can't pick anything up or really do anything. They were supposed to be improving on that, but I don't know if I've stopped following the developments. So I don't know how that went.
So it's on mobile as well, which I did forget about. How every kind of like game's on mobile now, isn't it? Free to play Genshin Impact has hit a record. It has earned in revenue. This is just mobile phone. I say mobile phone, iPad, whatever. $1 billion US dollars, and that is in 6 months. And I think that's the fastest. It's either the fastest or the second fastest it's been done. But even more importantly, why haven't I made a mobile game that's going to make so even more importantly, they have a big array of characters, don't they? They have different sort of powers, different weapons, etc., etc. Every time they release a new character, they make $12 million just in the first day from people. I don't know how it happens. Either purchasing the character or trying to purchase it.
It's like a loot box. Yeah. It's like
Fuck
a
your
lottery.
loot boxes. Genshin Impact.
When I played it, and I played quite a bit of it, you get a lot of premium currency for like hitting milestones and stuff that you use then to like pay for a chance basically to get with this character. And there was one character I wanted, and I don't know how much I didn't put one penny of my own money into that game. I only used the free premium currency that you
Me too. Yeah.
And,
I did all that unlocking stuff as well. I remember doing it, and I didn't even think about it. I just went, "Oh yeah, I'll just do this," because it's just something to do, wasn't it? So you just do it. Yeah.
So we unlocked all that, and I tried my hardest to just get one character. I got every other character off the little roster. That was the one I wanted. Was clearly the best one that everybody wanted, and just I didn't get it, and that's one of the things that put me off, because it was clearly geared towards it wanted me to pay money to have more chances at unlocking this. Just let me buy the fucking character. I would rather, if I was going to give you money, I would rather give you a $5 to buy the character than
have the option, 50p for a loot box or a $5 to buy it. Because when it comes to a free game, I don't mind putting money in, but only if it's going to benefit me. I'm not going to put it in for a chance of it benefiting me. Is what word just throw me. So I watch and listen to a podcast, Giant Bombcast, and one of the main guys on there, he was playing Genshin, and he did the same thing. And everyone who was in the comments talking about it said that he literally has no reason to try and unlock any more characters, because the ones that he got were the ones that were OP.
Yeah.
And someone was saying that they've spent a lot of money trying to get one of these characters, and he just got it on like his first roll. That to me seems a bit out of whack. I don't like it. I don't like pay to win. And if people are spending 12 million in the first day, clearly there's a pay to win element to that game, and I'm not gonna tolerate it. It's not about not tolerating it, but I'm not gonna fall for it.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
I did watch a video around the time I was playing it, where it was a YouTuber that spent £1,000 on, or $1,000, I think it was American, on their premium currency to try and get a character. And after $1,000, he had a load of useless tat he didn't need, and he still didn't have whatever the character it was that he wanted. And that's what made me uninstall the game, because I was like, the game is solid. It's beautifully made. It looks gorgeous. It plays really well. It's like Breath of the Wild. It's got a lot of interesting stuff in it, but that pay to win, it's not really even a pay to win aspect, because it's mainly single player. But the pay to get the things that you want in the game it's too great. It's the trade off I'm not willing to put away. So that's why I uninstalled. I would like to go back one day.
Maybe we will.
Yeah, when they've give it a few more updates. Hopefully they've sorted out the multiplayer, because the co-op thing was actual garbage apparently. Like if me and you joined up, say you came to my world, you couldn't pick any items up, you couldn't interact with anything. You could basically kill enemies, but you wouldn't get any of the drops, which that's what you need. So why would be the point other than you could just help me kill an enemy? And you wouldn't get anything from that. So there's no like
that seems a bit
team up. Yeah.
Odd. Odd is the word I'm gonna use. So if you have an Xbox, it looks like they're doing some testing with it at the moment, but it looks like you will be able to you'll be able to play a free-to-play you'll be able to play a free-to-play game such as Warframe, Warzone, whatever. There's a lot of wars going off. Fortnite, etc., etc. These are free-to-play games. I know you can pay for battle passes and what have you. Ignore that. Without having a membership. So you won't need Xbox Live or Xbox Game Pass, which grants you access to the internet. So you won't need to pay to use the internet with a free-to-play game. I hope I got that right. Which I think is the way it should be.
It's a long time coming, I think.
Yeah, it's a bit of hardware. It's a physical piece of hardware that you buy, you install it. If I want to install an app on it, I should be able to go on the internet. Now, they actually gated Netflix at one point. I don't know if that changed. I can't because I've had Xbox Live for like years, so I don't know. I can't remember if it changed or if it's only changing now. But you wouldn't be able to watch Netflix unless you had Xbox Live Gold. Ridiculous. Stop. No, just stop it. Because people might have it for a couple of games and just think, I can use it for Netflix. Oh, no, sorry, you can't. You have to pay as a $5 a month. Yeah, that's garbage. Microsoft have got enough money. They don't need to be penny pinching in that regards. It's good. So hopefully that comes through. A game that we've played, going on to free-to-play games, Apex Legends. We've played a little bit of that. I know you really like it. I'm not the biggest fan. I will play it. I'm not the biggest fan. So Apex Legends is part of the Titanfall universe. Now, Titanfall had the giant robots that you could kind of call in. They kind of like, they clunk on the floor, and then you'd get in them, and then you'd be like, I'm a giant robot. And then you'd just kill stuff like that. It was a real good addition. I know you said you played a bit of the demo, but not the full game. I played Titanfall. I think I bought it. I think I bought it. It was a good price. I didn't spend a lot. I
think I actually own it. I think I got it.
I think it might be in. I think it might have been a free game at some point somewhere. Legitimately, good game. Yeah. And it looks like the Titans might be coming into Apex Legends, and I think that'd be brilliant. I think these Battle Royale games need to stand apart, and at the moment they don't. Fortnite, you get to be a builder, which is ridiculous. I played that game, and I've had somebody that was very good at building, just building around me and around, and all I did is I waited on the floor until I could see them, and then I just shot them. And I was like, what are you doing? What are you, because I can shoot straight. I was like, what are you doing with your life doing this? And it's of like, and I'm like, okay. So I knocked a wall down. And if they build a wall, they can't shoot through it. So you put me in a box if you like, but once you open this box, I've got a shotgun and I'm going to point it at your face. Ultimately, that's what happened in this round. I remember I was like, I find the building dynamic to be not to my liking. Just give me a gun. That's their thing. Apex Legends has this the different style of character that you can pick. So if you've got a team, you can work well with each other with these different. One can detect around them. One's got a zip line. I think I quite like that. But what I don't like about Apex Legends is the fact that you have to construct a gun. I don't like having to find parts for a gun. I'm not a big fan of that. Part of that's just sheer luck, isn't it? I don't. You might end up with a trash gun and stuck with the trash gun. I know what people are saying. Just get good, learn to shoot straight. But, if someone's got stabilizers, extra rounds, and a sight, it's a lot easier to shoot somebody than it is with a basic gun. And then you've got Warzone, which is its own. I think more of a basic. It's more of a basic battle royale, which I think the others work on with their other different stuff. So quite looking forward to having something very different in terms of Titans landing. I mean, wouldn't you get back to playing that for a bit? I know I would.
Yeah. I would definitely re-download.
Yeah.
The only reason it's uninstalled at the minute is because I just don't have the space. And it's like a 70 gig game. But
we've been playing other stuff as well, or you've been playing other stuff. Epic Game of the Week, would you like to mention?
Yeah, I mentioned it briefly last week. Well, I said briefly. I probably talked about it a bit longer than brief. But that Creature from the Well, that comes out today at 4:00 UK time. But this will be tomorrow at 4, so it'll already be available for you. That looks really good. It's the pinball-inspired dungeon crawler with if you've played Risk of Rain 2, it looks a bit like that, but like a top-down, also like
isometric view, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks really interesting. So I'm gonna download that. I did download the last week one, The Fall. If you're hearing me talk about this now, you've missed your chance to downloading it. I haven't played it, but my son played it and he sort of liked it.
It looks good.
Okay. Yeah,
it's not going to appeal to. I haven't played it. It definitely looks like a game which which won't appeal to everybody.
Yeah, it had like a glitchy aesthetic that I thought that looked really good.
Oh, did it?
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, it does look like that. But the Creature from the Well, 100% download it. I can't tell you what's going to be out next week because we don't know. Hopefully that's going to be something good. I did mention about the PlayStation games last week. They should be available now, not the Horizon Zero Dawn anniversary pack or whatever it's called. That one will be in April sometime. But the other PS ones I mentioned, PS4 games I mentioned last week, are all free from now. So get them downloaded, and you don't miss out on Ratchet and Clank as well, because that runs out on the 31st of this month. So if you haven't already claim that as well. That's it.
I don't have a PlayStation, so I won't be getting those. I probably will never have a PlayStation. I think at the moment, a PlayStation is something that's not in my. I know they've got a lot of good games, but Game Pass at the moment is too good. What with Bethesda going on it, and also now with EA Play, their Game Pass sort of thing on it. I think that if you don't like to buy a lot of AAA brand new games, I think Game Pass at the moment is an amazing deal. It's not for everyone. It isn't for everyone. There's a lot of older games on there. But if you didn't have a lot of money, but if you had a console or a PC and you were like, I ain't got a lot of money for the next couple of months, it'd be something that you could invest in because it will keep you busy. There's literally thousands upon thousands of hours worth of gameplay in there. Quite glad that it's something that exists. So that's pretty much our gaming news. I wanted to mention something about Twitch. Obviously, you've been playing around with Twitch. We've been looking at other streamers, what they've been doing, thinking of ideas, layouts, content, how to do your about section. There's lots of things that you can do on there. Twitch, what is Twitch? What would you define Twitch as being when it originally came out? What would you say its core?
I was going to say, because it's got what it is, what it's supposed to be, and what it is. And what it's supposed to be is what it originally was designed for. Is if I'm playing a game, I can film myself like I have now with a camera and have my camera on the same screen as whatever game I'm playing. People can come in and chat and say hello, or give me a tip, or just watch. Basically, it's fun. It's fun sometimes to just watch people play games, especially if they're good, or especially if they're very bad. And you get that social aspect. So that's what it's originally supposed to be.
Sharing. Yeah, you're right. 100% right. Sharing gameplay and engaging in community. And I'm just going to say those two things.
Yeah.
The side of it is potentially you can earn some money. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time to earn, I'll say, money that's worth it, that's good money. But there is potential for earning money. Great. That's great. But slowly it started to change. It went from being gaming to just chatting. So just chatting would be, I actually don't mind just chatting if it's at the start or at the end of a gaming session.
I think that's what it was specifically made for. I think that's its actual intent, but it rarely gets used for that now. I mean, I use it for that. I don't switch my category, but I will go full screen to talk.
Because it's only ever for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So what's the point? There's also this big thing that came out with people eating. Why would you want to watch someone eating? Seriously? Go and lob yourself in a bin.
Can you imagine? That would do my head in. I could not stand that.
There's ASMR, which I understand. It's not my thing. But to me, the I mean, like, isn't it like if you hear rain, that's like an ASMR sort of thing, isn't it? But I'm touching your ears.
Yeah.
Get the fuck off my ears.
Yeah, it feels very creepy for me. It's not my thing.
I see single, very, sorry to generalize, I see single men lying there with the headphones on, imagining some young lady touching their ears, and I'm just like, dude, get out of your house. Get yourself a girlfriend. If you can't, just do something else. Just play a game.
I imagine a Ferengi, you know, like when they
Will you touch my lobes?
Because they love
my lobes. What's it called? Umax or something.
Yeah, they would love ASMR. They would get all over that. Ferengis from Star Trek, if you didn't know.
I will accept ASMR when I see someone dressed as a Ferengi rubbing their ears. I'll go, you've nailed it. You've got the nerds. Yeah, that's the one. But yeah, it's all about the nerds, isn't it? Having some fun, and it's just changing. I don't like the eating stuff. That should be gone. Chatting stuff should be limited to a small percentage if you're playing a game. I think, like, what's it now? What we've got? I'm trying to think. I don't want to go to directly what I want to talk about. There was something else I saw. Oh, there's a creative side, so there's art, and I think brilliant. I think that's one of the best things on there is artwork, and because there's a lot of artwork in games, so it kind of attaches itself to it. There's a friend of mine watches an artist on there, and she's got a very relaxing voice, and she is an amazing artist. She went to art school, and but now she does this with painting, and she sells the paintings. She's actually really good, like really good. She does a lot of very dark, gothic-y looking artwork, and it's stunning. It's just like, wow, I want some of that work. I want some of that art. She sells at a good price. She's not like some budget. She sells the stuff at a, like £100-200 for these like pieces of art, which she already makes money off in a way from her streams. So it's just like added money. I think that's absolutely brilliant. But we've gone to a point now where I think that we need to rewind. We need to rewind 6 months, because now not only have you got, see, they have a lot of rules, don't they, in regards to the way you look. Originally, they used to have men without their tops on. I'm like, okay, it's hot. You ain't got your top on. I get a lot of people do that, but why don't you just put a fan on?
Yeah.
Put a fan on, or maybe live in a fridge. I don't know. But so men aren't allowed to be topless anymore. Women have to be modest in their dress. Now, it's very easy to say, oh, we can wear what we want. Of course you can. Of course you can. In the street, go for it. But when you're on a live streaming platform and you've potentially got younger children watching, nobody wants to see 6 inches of cleavage. It's something which, although isn't pornographic, is, I think, not what the platform's about. You want to see this
sexually
stuff.
Suggestive, I would say.
Yeah, you want to see this stuff. You can go other places for this content. There's plenty of other places on the internet you can go. Or let's get back to the 90s, go and buy yourself a magazine.
Or just go to Woods. Go back to the 90s and go to the Woods.
There's always a stash of magazines in the Woods. Yeah, Twitch is becoming something which I think they need to look at, and I suspect at some point they will do. But the main thing was, what's with the hot tub streamers? What is this?
Knows.
So not only do we have them in bikinis, lollering around, lol, I can't remember the word I'm using, lolling around on beds, which I've seen, but we now have them in hot tubs. So they're all wet, wearing a bikini and just chatting. It's in the just talking. They're not just talking. They are using their 90% naked body to try and draw people in to give them money, and I don't like it. I'm going to say I don't like it, and you can attack me with it. There's people that say it's fine, and then it's fine. It is fine. Not on Twitch. I don't think it's fine on Twitch. I think it needs to be somewhere else, or it needs to be gated in such a way that you have to be a confirmed adult in order to watch it. But having a little thing saying this is a mature broadcast, or what you do, you click it, don't you?
Yeah.
You click, yes, sir, I'm an adult. Click it so you can watch some person in a hot tub. No, I think it needs to. Do you have a similar opinion to this? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Jay's been streaming, so she's been looking what other female streamers are like, and there's I'd say 95% are normal people. We don't watch anyone that doesn't have a it's hard to say. Yeah, clothing. Doesn't have normal clothing on. If she's gaming in a bikini or her tits are hanging out, then it's a no. But
I think the rule should be no cleavage. I think that should be the rule.
Yeah,
no
well,
cleavage.
I know one of their rules is no under boob over an inch or something like that. No side boob.
There should be no under boob at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, exactly. It's strange how they word it, and because they know the amount of money that Twitch is earning from this is.
Yes.
I mean, you go to like some of the streams we've looked at, because we do look at some of the bikini ones just to laugh at them. Just like.
Oh, is
why-
that what we were doing? Sorry, I wasn't.
Sorry,
I wasn't.
So
you know,
we'll be
when you say check this out, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like me and Jade will be watching one, and we'll put it on, and there's this one specific girl, I think she like lives in LA or something, and she'll do a pool workout where she's got a bikini. It looks overcast where she is. It doesn't look sunny. It's not bikini weather, and she'll basically just do stretches or squats next to the side of a pool. Most of the time, she's looking into the camera like this to read chat.
Oh, let me just adjust my top.
Yep. I haven't got cleavage much, but you can't really see. But you can all you get is just a camera angle, because she pretends she's reading chat. She never answers anybody. There's a million messages popping up outside of her, and every time someone subscribes, which when someone subscribes, if they subscribe at tier 1, it's about £5, and Twitch gets 50% of that money. And
there's different. I always forget about the different tiers.
Yeah, there's like tier 2, tier 3. I don't know the price.
There's 3, I think, altogether. Yeah.
And if someone subscribes, a little notification pops up on the screen saying so and so has subscribed. She normally, a normal Twitch streamer would be like, "Oh, thanks, Gamer Girl 101 for subscribing. That's excellent. Thanks a lot." And they would be appreciative and say that. This one girl, I know another couple of girls do it as well on there. She will say, "Oh my God, thank you." She's got a bikini on that's barely covering her, and shake in front of the camera. Why is Twitch not picking up on that? Why are they not?
Can you link me?
Yeah, I'll send you a link.
Make sure science.
Yeah, before you watch this as well, make sure you've got your bank details in case you need to subscribe, so just double check. But that's what she does, and it's a lot of bending over and dropping things and just faffing. We watched one of them, and it was a girl who had the biggest boobs you've ever seen, but like in like a sort of squidged up, and she'd clearly like oiled herself. She was eating food, and it was just dropping onto her chest, and. Hers was titled yoga workout. She was sat at a desk eating like cream buns. How is that a yoga workout? She had like a very small top on that was just like shoving everything up, like a corset thing and stuff. It's like, this is not real. Some people do yoga workouts and actual like keep fit stuff on there.
So I mean, just going off that, I think we've covered fully the half naked women on Twitch. I think that the workout ones, I'm going to say they're acceptable if they're dressed appropriately.
Yeah, if it's not done in a suggestive manner, I think.
Well, I think yoga's a bit hard to not be suggestive, because there's always an
ass in the ass towards camera. Yeah, I think that's
like looking under your legs, like little kids do, like looking under, like. I think the fitness ones, I think they're not too bad. Even if it was which I haven't really seen any, but if it was a guy that maybe had some weights or something and was like, look, do a workout with me, I think that would be fine. You know, it might even encourage people to do these things. But yeah, so we're not saying that you shouldn't be doing it. We're saying that you should be doing it somewhere else. Yeah.
Great. If you want to watch that, there's other places. Twitch is obviously not banning it because they get 50% of the money, which if she I mean, you watch her for 5 minutes and she's got like, her chat is like 77,000 people watching her, and everybody is subscribing and donating and giving her money. I mean, some people on Twitch, they earn like £50,000 a stream, just from stuff like that. She's clearly that's how she's making her money, and Twitch is not saying anything because they're getting 50% of that. So they're not gonna crack down too heavy on it. They'll rather crack down on someone else saying something bad than nudity, which I think is a bit wrong.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's smash this Star Wars. Let me tell you which is the best Star Wars.
Actually, no. Do you know what? Do it.
You want me to tell you what I think?
No, well, you can tell. What I want you to do is I want you to put one right at the bottom and then put one right at the top. Do that for me, and we'll go from there.
Right. So I'm not saying that D is horrible. What I'm saying is D is the worst out of the Star Wars, and S is the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
None of our categories are throw it in the bin. It's more of a I watched it once. I wasn't a big fan, and I think there's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my worst Star Wars, which I liked the least, but I still pretty like it relatively enough, is the I think it's Rise of Skywalker. You know, the second of the newest ones, the middle one with the casino scene, where they like having a chase scene through it.
These pictures aren't the best.
I can't see the
right. Okay, so
yeah,
the Rise,
Rise
is the one with the mostly red.
Oh, that's the Rise. I'll have to swap them around then.
Or is it the blue one?
Right,
hang on, let me.
I thought it was the one with the blue, with John Boyega with the blue lightsaber on the right hand side, then Rey at the top. I thought that was the. I really can't see what these pictures are.
The Rise of Skywalker is the blue and red one. I think you might be right, actually. That one.
Right, so I'll keep that one on D. That's Rise of Skywalker is definitely the second of the new, isn't it?
That was the last one.
Oh, well, it's the second one. So it's the one with Luke at the top then, the red, mostly red.
So that one's going where? D?
Yeah, that would be my least. And then I've got two in the top spot, but I'll just tell you one of them. I'm going to say Force Awakens of the new ones.
Force Awakens. So the Last Jedi was 2017. Rise of Skywalker. So the Rise of Skywalker was the last one that came out. Yeah.
Right. So mine's the one with Mark Hamill. What I said that? Yeah. Hamlin. Mark Hamill at the top, the red, with the red lightsaber to the right and the blue one to the left. So that's my worst one, even though I don't mind it, but that's my lowest.
So the Rise, let's just confirm, the Rise with the blue on the left, red on the right, and the big red lightsaber going through is a D.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the last one that came out.
No, the second. No.
Oh, the Last Jedi. So the Last Jedi has got Mark Hamill on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's we've only got one on the list so far, and it's that one.
Yeah, and then my S1. I've got two S1s, but I'm leaving the other one up for debate because I think you're going to pick the same one anyway. I'm going to say Force Awakens. And my reasoning behind that is I think the visuals and the sound effects are spot on. And that was actually the first Star Wars I saw in the cinema. I've never seen any of the other Star Wars in the cinema.
Which one's the Force Awakens cover? Why am I in it?
It's the mainly red lightsaber, like going to the right, and then a blue lightsaber to the left. It's like more than half
right,
blue.
You mean blue on the right?
No, which one are you looking at? Rey's head looks like it's floating near the top.
Right. Just to confirm, the Force Awakens one.
I can't even see. Let me zoom in.
The Force Awakens is the one that's got Finn on the right with the blue lightsaber, and then in the top left corner.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's all right. A little bit confusing those aren't. This when you describe them, just sounds the same. If you're listening to this, I'm sorry. You'll just have to go with the flow. But if you jump over to YouTube and watch the video, this is actually being played out kind of like on there as we talk. So it'd be better if you can obviously listen it because at the end we'll go through. You can listen to the discussion, and at the end we will go through the list.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've currently got two on there. That's an E. Why is that one? Why is that up there and why is that down there? Give me a quick.
The one down there, the second one of the Star Wars, the three new ones, was the weakest one. It bored me a little bit in the cinema. I think the pacing was all over the place. The visuals seemed a little bit tacky, I want to say. They seemed too much, like the lens flare sort of effect.
Oh, it's J.J. Abrams who does the lens
flare.
Yeah.
There was too much of that, and I don't think enough things was explored, enough story, and it was the one with Rose, like they started the love story that they didn't carry on with Rose and Finn.
Is that the one that had the charge through the casino?
Yes, that's the one, and that scene is it's awful for me. That's the worst scene out of Star Wars. That's why this one is at the bottom.
For that reason, I'm going to agree with that one being at the bottom. I will allow that.
Mm-hmm.
I will agree with you at the bottom. Why is that one at the top though?
Because I think the visuals are spot on that one. The sound, the characters. I don't really like Ray. I can't remember her name. Daisy, whatever she's called.
Daisy Ridley.
Daisy
I'm not the
Ridley.
biggest Daisy Ridley fan, but I do like Ray. I think her character's not too bad actually.
Yeah, I'm not fond of the actress. I think she's a bit wooden, but the rest of the cast. Kylo Ren I think he is perfect as a Sith. I think he plays that perfectly, and the introduction of him, the sound just around his mask. I think because you've got Darth Vader's like noise, and you've got
That was a good impression. I like that.
a good impression that way, isn't it? You've got that. You instantly know that's Star Wars, and I think they did the same thing with Kylo Ren. Is like sort of. It's close to like
it's a bit more
like a microphone,
tinny, isn't it?
Yeah, like a cheap microphone, sort of encased in something noise.
It's like when somebody goes Roger, Roger. It had that kind of a feel to it, didn't it? Yeah, definitely. Crappy microphone acoustics. Yeah,
but it works really well. It shows him as a villain straight away, and he's like sort of he's like small one lines that he says. He don't go off on a tangent until like because he's quite composed, but then like when he smashes that thing up with a lightsaber, and he shows like anger and stuff. I think they're really well done scenes, and that one for me is one of my two best Star Wars. Just on that,
I think
and it's the first one I watched in the cinema.
I think we're definitely allowed to kind of. I'm not going to say disagree because I actually don't mind Force Awakens that much. I think it's the better of the three new ones.
I think it's easily the best. The best out of the three of the new ones.
Yeah, and because of that, because of the way you've ordered this, I'm going to be honest. I think the bottom Star Wars could go into. No, it could stay there, but the Rise of Skywalker, which I believe was the last one, the newest one, that for me could go in a trash bin. That for me is worse.
I've got that one at C. That's only above the D one for me, just because of that one scene with the running through the casino. And there was no scenes that I disliked. Although in the second one, the scene where Rey and Kylo Ren fight Snoke, in that room, that is a really good scene.
Yes,
but it's just that one scene with the casino lets it down for me.
I think the only thing that pulls up the Rise is that scene.
Because that is a masterpiece. That scene, that is so good. But the casino
right, you know what? I think the story. I don't like the story of the new trilogy at all. I think it's rubbish. I hate it. I hate nearly everything about it, and I think they waste a lot of people because. So we'll put it in C, but only because of that scene and the emotional content of that scene. It pulls it up above D, but for me they're both very equal. But I don't mind. I don't mind it being in C.
There was nothing I overly disliked about the last Star Wars, the newest one that's come out. There was nothing I overly disliked, but then there was nothing I really liked either. So I'm easy either way. For them, they are sort of interchangeable C and D for me with them two. It's just that casino scene. I really didn't like that. I didn't like the them stupid little crystal fox things and all. I think that was just a stupid thing to add in.
There's always a cute animal in Star Wars in order to try and sell, and unfortunately it was the Porgs that sold it in the new one, as opposed to the crystal foxes were just weird, and I don't think anyone actually cares. And they did a weird crinkly sound, and I'm like, why they made a crystal and they just like false bits or something? What's going on? Just odd. I'm going to put them in. For me, C and D is going to be interchangeable because we're not having a total rubbish section. C and D is just going to be acceptable as a sort of interchangeable, depending on the mood I'm in. We'll leave that one up in S because I think it's okay to pick one each to go up there as a personal choice. I think it's fine. It's not too bad. I think it's A, but because you seem to like it so much, we'll stick it up in S.
I think that has the best visuals out of all the films and the best sound. I think that's story wise it doesn't, but
I like the scene when they're in the Millennium Falcon and they're going the flight when they first get in it.
Yeah,
I think that's really good. And I like
Finn's... like a swell. It like swells you up with emotion when you watch that film. I think it's very emotive, and that's what I like about it.
meeting Han Solo and all the rest of it. I think
and
it's
when he dies and everything. I mean, that's a
yeah,
spoiler
that
for
got me.
everyone.
That did. It was like,
Yeah,
ooh.
that's why it's up there on S for
Oh
me.
wait, did he die in the first one?
Yeah, he dies at the end of the
Okay,
first
it can. Okay, I'm going to accept it up there. I'm going to accept. I'm going to full on. I'm going to agree with you. It can go there, but
That's
the other one's later down.
Yeah, it cements Kylo Ren as baddie as well, as the baddie for the trilogy for this, and that's what I like.
So I have one film here which I need to put up in the S. I'm going to go for it straight away. My S is Rogue One.
Ooh, right.
And the reason is I can't find anything. I've watched it quite a few times. I can't find anything that I dislike about the film. I like the casting. It's got what's his face as her dad. I can't remember his name now. Who does the Bond villain and he plays Hannibal. Yeah, amazing actor. They could not. I mean, they probably could have picked a better one, but I'm not going to spend my time going through 1,000 actors. Him as this bad guy / goodbye under pressure. I think the emotion is there. That child parent connection is there, which I always appreciate. That child parent interaction. I like the crew that they get together. I like Donnie Yen, who's in it. Amazing actor. He plays that blind guy. I can't remember his actual name, the character's name, but he plays that blind guy, and he is amazing because he's force sensitive. And I like the way they bring that in. He's not a force user, but he is sensitive to the force. He can feel the force, and he senses what's going off, but he can't do anything with it as such. He can't be like, he can't wield a lightsaber, but he can be aware and he can dodge stuff and he can fight, and he's blind, so he uses it. He connects with it. His character's amazing, and the biggest reason it's up there, and why I think as a choice it's the only one that I have that much passion for that I would actually resort to fisticuffs is because it sets it up. They go on about the massive sacrifice that was made, and that film is that sacrifice, and the end of that film for me is more connective in terms of emotions than any of the other films' endings. For me, an ending of a film, it's that nail in the coffin. It's the tip of the iceberg. It's that bit that's important, you know. And if the ending is rubbish, I'm just not going to be happy with you because it just makes me go, oh, that's crap. I don't want it anymore. But because the ending of that film, the sacrifice, the fact that they do die. Sorry if this is a bit of a spoiler. Sorry. But if you know anything about Star Wars, you'll know that the Rogue One is about sacrifice. It's pinnacle.
If you've seen the old one, you'd know that's what that's about. That they all die because that's what.
If someone says to you, "People died for this information," you go, "Whoa, that must be important." And I think that for me, it stand out. The visuals are great. It doesn't do anything over the top. It is actually my favorite Star Wars film. And it doesn't have a lot of Jedi stuff going on in it. I think you see Darth Vader in it at some point, but that's it. What have you got any opinion on that film?
Well, I actually put it as my first A.
Okay.
Because I agree. I really, really like Rogue One. I think every single member of that cast is perfect for the role that they play. It rarely a film moves you like where they die at the end, like where you're like, they're not going to die. Don't die. I don't want these people to die.
You're thinking something might save them.
Yeah, but even though you know they die, you don't want them to die, and it's like that's for me is that's why I put it as my top A on that one, because I do really like it, and I like the actress that plays the main character. I can't remember her name.
No, I can't. No, she's brilliant. Yeah,
she's really good in it. I like that robot that they've got, which they underutilize. I think
it's okay. It's okay. I'm not mad about it, but it's okay. Let me look up the actress. Felicity Jones, that's the name.
Yeah. She was in Theory of Everything.
Of course she
Stephen
was.
Hawking thing. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
I really like her as an actress.
So, because of the way you're describing it, I assume you're not at all offended that I put her in.
No, I'm happy. I just didn't want to put. I've got a few that I could just put in S, to be honest.
I
But
think you have to be careful with that
Yeah.
because S is a standout. It has to be a standout,
Mm.
and at some point, if you look at, let's say you had 6 in S, if you look at them and go, that one is my favorite. That's your S. The others have to drop down. That's the way it goes. Everything can be every brilliant film can be an A, but there's only a handful which hit that S. And for me, out of all these films, that's the one. There's a few scenes that from films which I really like, which are S. I would say would be an S-rated scene, but they're only an A or a B or even a D film. And so now I'm going to pick one which I don't really like.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm struggling with it.
Yeah, this is it's the way I've gone about it is 2 S, then I've got 1 C, 1 D, and then the rest are A's and B's.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at Solo.
Yeah.
Let me stick it in B.
That's where I've got it. That's where I've got Solo in B. My first B, that one.
I'm not a fan of the actor.
Yeah, I didn't really like it. I think that's what stopped it being an A, because I do quite like the film.
I think it's only his face. It's not him. I think he's probably fine. I think the choice of him for this doesn't work for me. But I did enjoy the film. I think if that film didn't exist, I would be fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I would be absolutely fine. Are there any films missing on this list?
No,
Rogue One, Solo. Oh, Rogue Squadron is due to come out in 2 years. Yeah, that's not been. So I'm happy to leave that in B because I feel that it's neither here nor there. But I watched it and I took it and I was like, yeah, it's fine. I enjoyed it. Will I watch it again? Probably. I think the scene where they're on that big train and it's kind of like moving, I think that's really good. Quite like the characters in it. It's okay. That's all right. And what I'll do, as soon as you had 3 the first time, Ryan, I'm going to pick a third. And I'm going to say that I'm going to... In fact, no, let's do these together in order of release. Right. So we have... I'm going to put them in order. You can drag them around on the bottom, by the way. Yeah. I'm going to put them in order of release so that they're easier to look at. Episode 2, the episode 1 there. Okay, fine. So, the original Star Wars film.
New Hope, I've got as an A.
I will agree with an A. I think that it's a very good film. I think it's a genuine...
That's your introduction to the whole Star Wars. Yeah, so I think it needs to be an A.
And I think The Force Awakens is it's like a good add-on to that film. For me, that could be up as an S. It could be an S. Because I think it's the best of the 3 original films. I think it could be an S, but I'm going to stick it as an A because it's a good film. I legit don't mind it being an A. Then Empire Strikes Back. They always say that this is the best Star Wars film, and I do like it, but I don't. Sorry, I know you started talking. I don't think it stands out. I just think it's a continuation of it, and it's fine. For me, it's I'd say it's the least memorable for me, actually.
I've got that as an S.
You've got it as an S. Yeah, I think we can only have one S each. I think we need to be. If you want that as an S, Force Awakens needs to come down to an A.
Yeah, I like Force Awakens more. I've only got that as an S because I think that one opens it up to it opens up the Star Wars universe more. You get more interactions with stuff. You get to see more aliens, more stuff, more space battles, and everything like that. So that's why that were up there.
Yeah, Return of the Jedi. Yeah, that had the Ewoks in it, didn't it?
I've got that as a B.
I'm with you, 100% with you. I think the Ewoks, because going on the Ewoks could not have been in that, and I think it might have been a better film. Chihuahua, it's all great. They're all cute and cuddly.
Yeah,
but this is not these damn little teddy bears. I'm sorry, they'd be dead. There's still war.
Yeah,
and they would be dead. And I think they're only in it for cute factor, selling stuff. And I love me an Ewok. I quite enjoyed that cartoon, but I think as a film, it's not as good as the other 2. Although I do like the fact that Darth Vader ends up being back to good, essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, right. On to what I would say are films that people hate. Episode 1. I'll let you start with episode 1. Go for it.
I've gone for episode 1 as A, right? And we talked about this like maybe a year or two ago because I rewatched all the Star Wars,
Yeah.
and rewatching the prequels, I quite like the prequels. I mean, they're the first ones that I fully got involved in because
they're
I
your
was a
first Star
child.
Wars films, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I had seen the other ones, but they didn't have as much an impact as the prequels because they came out around the time when I was interested in films and stuff like that, and so I got to see all the merchandise shoved down your neck about. About Jar Jar Binks and stuff like
All the
that.
figures,
all the figures, all the toys,
yeah.
and I mean, there were even. Can you remember Tazos, the
Yeah.
pogs that you got in things? There was a Star Wars one. I collected all the Star Wars ones and everything. I can't remember what the Star Wars Tazos were called. They might have just been called Star Wars Tazos, but I collected all of them. And if, like I said before when I watched it, if Jar Jar Binks was removed from that film, it would be really, really, really good. It would be a 9 out of 10 film for me. But Jar Jar Binks knocks it down, and I think a lot of people see Jar Jar Binks first. And if you can see past him, I think Qui-Gon Jinn is the best Jedi out of all the Jedi.
I love Qui-Gon. He's so good. The fact that he takes a chance with oh my god, why am I so rubbish? Anakin, and he already has a Padawan, doesn't it? I think the fact that he's like, I see something here. I think ultimately he's one of the most powerful as well, isn't he? Don't they have him as in like a list? Don't they have him as being one of the most powerful?
Yeah, he achieves Force to become a Force Ghost, doesn't he?
Force Ghost, yeah.
So he's, and when anybody thinks of a Jedi, I think you see his image anyway. He's like quintessential, like long tied back hair, the robes and everything. That's what you think of as a Jedi. So that's why I've got that in A for me.
That's fair.
Plus, you get to see Tatooine, and I think that's really good. That's really well done. It seems like a busy spaceport. It seems like rugged and like there's scoundrels and everything about. And
I like the pod racing. I like that.
Yeah, pod racing is really good.
I think I'd love to see it with updated visuals. I think that would be quite good. But I think it stands. I don't watch it and go, ooh, it looks terrible.
Yeah.
Episode 2. For me, would out of the 3 would I'm just gonna drop these both in for me. I think that would be a C.
I've got that because B.
Because I think that the last one is darker, grittier, and for me is better. In fact, I would say that episode 2 can be B, but episode 3 could peak up to an A on a good day.
Yeah,
because
that's my exact order. That's why I've got them.
Because I enjoy the darkness. I enjoy which one does he? Oh, am I thinking about the wrong one? Is it episode 2 that he kills all the sand people?
I don't know, because I don't think he goes fully dark, does he? In the second one, it's more like it might be beginning at the third one. I don't know now. I can't remember. I know the second one. The second one does have its peaks. It does have some good. The hello there from Kenobi with General Grievous and that. Yeah, all that's good. All that scene's good.
Tusken Raiders. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, Tusken Raiders. But the second one, I think there's a lot of filler and there's a lot of like slow sections. And I think, the sound is perfect. I like all the Camino, Boba Fett, Jango Fett stuff that he goes and sees, and the little chase that Obi-Wan does against him. And I like all that. The clone, setting up the clone army and everything. No, it does. It kills. Oh no,
I'm trying. I can't think.
Yeah.
I cannot. Because they had to be, I think it's in episode 2, because I think they have to be kept safe. Because the start of the episode 3 is that battle in space, isn't it?
Yeah, we R2-D2 where you see him fly for first time that he's never done before.
I think it's episode 2 he kills him. I love that scene. I know they take the piss out of it and they're like, ugh. bit of a meme now, isn't it? And he kills them all. And he's like, I killed them all. But I genuinely enjoyed that scene. I thought it was like, it was emotionally what it needed to be. It was his, I've had enough. It was him. That was one of his big points of touching that dark side. That I'm going to kill him. It's that woman who's shopping that loses the plot and goes and murders everybody. It's that. Do you know what I mean? She's had enough, and she just goes and goes for it. So I think episode 3 could be a B or an A. Right, hang on a minute. Is episode 3 as good as the original Star Wars film?
Yeah, I think it is. I think you get to see proper lightsaber battles in 3. You get to see, which you don't. I mean, if you go back and rewatch the original Star Wars, the lightsaber battles are laughably bad. It's just like they literally just stand there, like going like to each other.
They're all old, aren't they? They're just old.
Yeah. But in that one, there's like proper flips, and you get to see Yoda fighting Palpatine. You get to see.
I saw Yoda fight. The first do his fight in the cinema, and it was the first time I'd ever seen a cinema erupt. And everyone was just like, "Whoa, my God!"
Yeah.
And it was the first time, and I'm going to say the only time I've ever seen a cinema, because everyone's a fan that's in there, or they've brought the missus and she's not a fan, or the other way around. And it was the first time I'd seen a cinema erupt with passion, utter passion. Just, oh, come on, enthusiasm and all the rest of it. And that was my best cinema experience I've ever had. For a scene. For a film, it would be Interstellar, but for a scene, would have been that point. 3 for me could go between B and A. If I don't think it's as good as the original Star Wars. Empire, and I don't think it's as good as episode 1, but I'll leave it in A because I've denied you another S. And I'm fine. I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, Solo B. Yeah, no, it's good. We'll go with that. I don't mind that. So, if anyone's watching and can look at this, you'll see that we've got Rogue One and Force Awakens up as our favourite films. Rogue One is more me. Force Awakens is a bit more Nathan. We've kind of agreed to have them both up there because I think it's fair that we can both pick one that we really like. Everyone's going to be a bit different. Star Wars Empire Episode 1, Episode 3 are in A. For me, 3 could drop to B, but I'm happy with it sitting A. B is Solo, Return of the Jedi, Episode 2. C is the Rise. D is The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. C and D. I think the new trilogy is a bit trash anyway. To be honest with you, there's a few bits which just stand out, but I would be happy if it vanished and I never saw it again. Other than The Force Awakens, I think it's fine, but it's a carbon copy of the original New Hope.
Yeah, it is,
which kind of lets it down big time. It's got some major flaws. The new trilogy. I don't like Luke in it at all. I think they wreck him.
Yeah,
I think he should have been. Isolated, but I think he should have been all powerful. I would love to have seen him just come back and be like, "I'm back.
Yeah,
let's get on with it." I don't like when he drinks that milk. He's like, "Ugh, look at me drinking this." What? I remember just watching that, just going, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
What? Who decided that? Is that the comedy part of this? No, he looked terrible.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen him meet back up with Leia, like a proper reuniting. That would have been a scene that I think obviously that's not going to happen now, but I think they missed out big time doing that. Yeah. I think that should have been done. It should have been done the second film, not the first one, because that was all about the Force Awakening. But in the second one, they should have just brought them back together.
Yeah,
had them back, and they could have maybe in a really good scene together. They could have been fighting together, not with each other, but there could have been some confrontation. We could have had Han died in the first one, but maybe it would have been nice to have had a reuniting of them all. Maybe Han could have died in the second one, which brought Leia and Luke back together. They could have done. I think that I'm not writing films, but I think they could have done more with it. So yeah, that's our tier maker. I'm going to flick back to our original our original thing.
I think that's us done for today, then, isn't it?
Yep.
With all the Star Wars behind us, and we've put it in the right order, apparently. So, but that's for you to tell us. Thanks for joining us. It's been great having you here. Please give us your thoughts on the Star Wars tier list, because we would absolutely love to know if we're wrong, or you think that we're wrong, because I don't think we're wrong. But make sure you hit us up on Facebook. Facebook. Hit us up on Facebook. Let us know in the comments, and you can do it on this YouTube video as well. Just let us know your thoughts, basically. Then when we're back, we're going to do a console special, because it's been a while since we talked focus just on gaming. So little treat for you there. So I'd like to say thank you very much to my co-host Lee.
Yeah, thank you for this wonderful Star Wars conversation. And if you have stayed this long watching it or listening to us, thank you so much. We owe you a big thanks.
Yep, and it's a big, massive thanks from me. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to us today. You can find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and various other platforms. Not to forget, of course, YouTube. Myself and Nathan also do weekly Twitch streams. Find us at ShaggyDog79 and LordShade86, respectively. We're always looking for new people to connect with, so give us both a follow, if that's your sort of thing.